Alright, first things first, guys. Let's go ahead and get our boiled water. Let's gather how much pasta we want to make. I'm doing 1 serving. And now grab a quarter of an onion and slice it very thinly. We want it thin for all our onions and garlic so it can cook very well and easily into our tomato sauce. Cut thinly a quarter of red onion and white onion. If you don't have red onion, you can do a half of a white onion, whatever works for you. And then we're going to slice it all very thinly as mentioned for easy cooking. Same with our garlic bulbs. We want to cut these as thin as possible. I'm using 2 because I have really big garlic bulbs, but if you have smaller ones, you can use 4. We're going to season our boiling water now with salt to help that pasta water taste extra good. And now we're going to add some extra virgin olive oil so our pasta doesn't stick to each other. Moving on, next we are putting the pasta in. We're not breaking it, we're putting it in now that we have a nice rolling boil. You want to push it in slowly as it works down and as it cooks bit by bit. You don't want to break it, you want to keep it whole. Now we're going to cut a just regular red tomato, Roma, whatever you want to use, chunky. I say chunky because we're going to smash the other cherry tomatoes and these ones are going to stay a little chunky. The basis of our sauce really is going to be these cherry tomatoes, and it's going to be adding that sweet tang to help assist overall, and then we're going to balance it out with some salt and, of course, our onions. Add a little more salt because I like it extra salty. I'm not a salty person, I just enjoy my salt. Don't blame me. So next we are going to pour our pasta out into our bowl, not a strainer. I like to keep the pasta water with it. Doing a quick little non-stick test here and we're good to go. Next thing we're gonna do is add those cherry tomatoes. I don't add olive oil or butter here because I just want to blister these and roast them a little just to kind of make our flavor a little more intense. And by roasting our veggies, we can kind of get that effect we want. So now turning the heat all the way down after a few minutes, adding our olive oil, add our salt, add our pepper, and this allows just for further seasoning. Salt and pepper is the basis of most of what we cook here. Very clean, very simple, and it gives us the most bold flavor, of course using other as accent. Now we're adding some Sauvignon Blanc white wine. It's a really good dry wine to cook with, and it helps kind of add some flavor accents to our marinara pasta. And we're going to cook this down for another couple of minutes with the cap on. Now that the cap is on, it's cooked for a few minutes. Let's add our butter to get that richness going. We want to add some richness to our pasta sauce, our marinara I should say. So we're going to squish down our tomatoes nice and well here. Just use a wooden spoon or whatever you have that can do that. Obviously take your time and go slow because these can explode. So, you know, if you want to keep your work area clean, just take it slow. There's no rush. Cap it for another 3 to 5 minutes, steam cook it for a little longer, and then take the lid off. And what are we adding next? We are going to add nothing because we're actually just gonna squish it down again. This is a secondary squish just to get that texture we really want. This is not a blended up perfect marinara. This is gonna be a slightly chunky, very hearty marinara. So throw in all the onions, garlic, all our extra veggies here, and we're gonna let these cook. Cap it and steam cook for another 5 to 6 minutes. Let the flavors and all the veggies really get to know one another. As you can see, I had some mozzarella cheese left. You could use Parmesan, you could use mozzarella cheese. For this aesthetic I'm going for and the flavor, I just wanted to melt it on top, so I'm doing those big cuts. So now we're really gonna season everything now that everything's kind of been stewing together. So we're gonna add some more pepper. Pepper as mentioned, along with its best friend salt. And red pepper, crushed red peppers to add a little kick, a little spice to it. And then next we're gonna add some oregano, just another classic Italian herb and a lot of Italian cuisine, and it goes really well, just adds another nice accent. And then smoked paprika. So I know this may not be classically Italian for many dishes, but it adds a really nice kick and it complements that white wine and those chili peppers so well. So this is kind of why I like to do it. Now it's your turn to taste test and adjust. You have to add more salt or pepper based on your preference. So just taste it out. I'm adding a little more salt, as I mentioned, because I'm a salty person. And some extra garlic. There's a lot of garlic in here already, but I'm also a garlicky person. I am not a vampire, I can assure you that much. So stir that in more, and we're going to do a final taste test just to make sure I really got it down how I like. And there we go, passed the taste test. Steam cook it for another few minutes. And now everything has really blended into itself. It's really cooked to its true form. We're gonna add that pasta water and that beautiful al dente pasta. Gonna give it a good little mix, and then we are gonna just add a shot or two of heavy whipping cream. And this is just to add extra richness along with that butter, and also just a beautiful aesthetic. Gonna top it off with a little more pepper, because like I said, when has pepper ever hurt anyone? Unless you're allergic. If you're allergic, obviously stay away. Throw your mozzarella on, throw on a fresh basil leaf, and cap it. Let that cheese melt a little bit, let all the flavors and all the ingredients get to know each other better, and boom, there's your perfect homemade marinara sauce. You can blend it in a blender if you'd like. However, I like it a little more hearty and chunky like this, and it is absolutely fantastic. Thanks so much, guys, for stopping by. If you have any questions, please let us know in the comments, and subscribe if you love what you're seeing. Have a great one. Cheers.